When you're looking at the power and control wheel, on the outside band is physical and sexual violence. And this is the part of the wheel, this is the tactic that men will use to get their partners to submit. Now, there's a lot of different tactics in the middle that they also use, but this is the one that holds them all together. This is the one that instills the greatest amount of fear, is how far will he go? You know, women have said, he's beating me and I don't know if I'm going to get back up. I don't know how it's going to stop. He's hitting my head against the wall. I think this might be the end for me. The violence that he uses, the threats that he combines with that violence are extremely frightening, both to her and the children. And the violence isn't just physical in the sense of hitting, slapping, and pushing, but there's also a great deal of sexual violence that happens. So you get this guy who believes that he gets to dominate his partner, beat her into submission. As one of my colleagues often said, that kind of behavior, that kind of thinking doesn't stop at the bedroom door. And so he has the sex that he wants when he wants it. Men have talked about having a sexual quota per week that she has to submit to. The sex that women talk about having with these men, it's really about, like everything else, it's how he wants it, it's when he wants it, and she really kind of vanishes in the equation. She's really just a tool for him to get off. Another thing men talk about in class is this notion of makeup sex. So there's been an argument, he might have been physically beat her, and then they will talk about how this makeup sex is the best sex that they've ever had. Like it's the greatest sex there is. But the interesting thing is when you go and you talk to women who've been battered and ask them about this notion of makeup sex, it's one of the most humiliating things that they end up talking about. Because now this guy has just beat them. And now he wants to have sex with them. I mean, literally there was a woman who said that she'd put a pillow over her face when he was having this makeup sex with her. And it didn't bother him because it wasn't about her. It was about him. So when we think about physical violence and sexual violence, we need to think about it on a continuum as opposed to separate things that happen. A man who believes that he gets to dominate a woman, that dominance doesn't stop at the bedroom door. It continues.